No touching, princess. I know. Yeah. Okay, so I don't have much time to do a video before she starts getting fussy because it's just about her nap time. But people have been asking for what's it called, hand expression videos, and I honestly don't really do much of that, so I'm not sure that I'm really the person to ask about those. But I know there are other videos on YouTube about that, and there's also a bunch of other resources on Facebook and Instagram and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, hi baby. But I'm really not the person to ask about that because I don't know, I never really did that. I would use my pump or my haka or, well, my baby. So I'm not gonna do any hand expression videos, just because I'm not an expert at it, so I don't feel comfortable advising people on it. But I am going to, when she lets me, which I don't know, maybe we can throw some into this video. I am going to do some videos on some other tips that I thought of after I made my other one about breastfeeding. Some tricks that I had for like helping her latch to me instead of to a bottle, and some tips because she started teething at 2 months, and that did cause an issue with our breastfeeding for a little bit. And so I have some tips on that, and and that sort of thing. So I will be posting those, but I suppose I could. She's in a pretty good mood, so I might be able to do something now. So what do I start with? What do you think? Well, I guess I will start with what to do if, or what I did at least, if the baby doesn't want to latch to you, if the baby has trouble latching to you instead of a bottle, because as I said in my last videos, like she had to do bottles for a little while, and so then she was having trouble getting back to me. Sometimes, not always. It was kind of weird. Like sometimes she'd latch me just fine, and sometimes she didn't, and she would just want the bottle instead. And so what I would do is I would give her like half of what she would normally have in a bottle. So like if she was gonna have 2 ounces in a bottle normally, I would give her 1. And as she's getting towards the end of that 1, she would usually be getting kind of sleepy and just kind of, I don't know, zony, I guess. Just she's not recognizing everything that's happening around her anymore, because she's kind of half asleep. And so then I would really, really, really fast do what my husband called the switcheroo. You pull the bottle out as you stick your nipple in her mouth. So that you do it really, really fast, so that she doesn't realize that that's what you're doing, and she thinks that she's still just got the bottle. And a couple of times it didn't work. She was not zoned out enough. She realized what I was doing and was like, hey, no. And there were a couple of times where I would do it and she would notice and be like, huh, okay, I guess that's not too bad then. But most of the time she didn't notice if I did it fast enough. And I waited till she was kind of zoned out. She wouldn't notice, and then she would just nurse from me, and it helped her get used to nursing from me again, so that next time it wouldn't be so hard for her. So that's a tip that I have, that I forgot to add into my last video. Another issue we ran into is, like I said, she started teething at 2 months, and which is a little early, but I guess that kind of runs in my family, and I didn't know that until she started teething. Fun times. She hasn't actually broken any teeth yet, and she's been teething for 3 months. But we are starting to see signs of them going to break through soon. So I'm thinking probably around her 6-month birthday, she's probably going to get a tooth or two. But I don't know. But sometimes she would, well, I mean, I can't, she doesn't talk yet, so I don't know that this is what it was, but I think the problem was that she wanted something cold on her teeth, but she was hungry, because we don't heat up her bottles. She takes them cold, and it takes more time to heat up a bottle, and it's harder to do if you're out and about. So we don't bother heating up her bottles because she doesn't mind them cold. And when she first started teething, there were a lot of times where she would want the bottle over me, and we think it was because the bottle was cold, and cold feels good on teeth when they're teething. And so she would reject me for the bottle. And my husband made a joke one day when she did it. He's like, well, I mean, you could just stick your boob in the freezer. And I kind of thought about it for a minute, and I was like, no, I can't do that. But I do have ice packs made for my breasts, because they make those so that you can heat them up and get more milk out, which I never tried. Or you can freeze them, and it will help with, I guess it's supposed to help with some of the like pain from nursing, I guess. I'm not sure. I never really used it for that either. And so I was like, but like I have them. So what if I froze my boob? Like, I mean, it sounds weird, but if it'll make her latch onto me instead of a bottle, we could try it. So my husband stuck them in the freezer for me. And a couple hours later, when she was ready to nurse again, she was rejecting me. She wanted something cold. So I stuck the little ice pack things, which I don't have handy to show you. I'm sorry. But they're little ice packs that they kind of look like those spa masks where they have like all the little beads in them, but they're shaped for a boob. So there's like, so it kind of looks like a donut. And I stuck that on me while my husband kept her as entertained as he could with, hungry baby. And then when my boob was cold enough, I tried to latch her again, and she did. Yeah, you did, yeah. Because that's what she wanted. She wanted the cold while she ate. And so my boob stayed cold enough that she was fine with that. Uh-oh, getting sleepy. You're going to get cranky in a minute. And so that's a tip I have. If your baby seems to be like not wanting you because they want something cold for their teeth, freeze your boob. Like, I know it sounds weird, and it's not exactly pleasant all the time, but freeze your boob. It works. It really helped her come to me instead of a bottle when her teeth were hurting. I haven't had to do that in a while, though. I don't know what changed, but she hasn't really cared if I did that in a little while. But yeah, so I wasn't planning on putting those tips in this video, but she was behaved enough, so I did. But yeah, another tip for teething: take all your binks that you have, pacifiers for your baby, put them in the freezer. You don't have to wet them. You don't have to do anything to them. Just put them in the freezer, and they will get cold, and your baby will love it. Sometimes it's the only thing I can do to get her to calm down. Yeah. So there's that. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Really? Yeah, I see you. All right, I'm gonna get this one down for a nap. So, but like I said, I'm not an expert on hand expression because I really just don't do that. But there are plenty of other resources for that. So, I'm sure if you just do a quick Facebook search or Google search or YouTube search or whatever, or Instagram or whatever, you can find stuff because I've definitely seen them around. So it shouldn't be too hard for you to find them. But all right, you say bye bye. Say bye bye. All right. Have a good day, guys.